Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here. Time for some more SC2 commentary. Today's game will be between VP's Slush and EG's LzGaMeR. We are on Antigua Shipyard, spawning in the upper right-hand spawn location. Our blue Zerg player, EG's LzGaMeR. A little bit of information on him. Currently the number 134 ranked master player in the world, number 98 in his region, which is North America. And down over here in the lower right-hand position, VP Slush, our red Protoss player, currently the number 95th ranked Grandmaster player in his region. Again, that is going to be North America, and number 343 ranked Grandmaster in the world. Now, I forgot to give you guys win-loss information. All right, so VP Slush with 291 wins and 276 losses this season. And his opponent, LzGaMeR, 292 wins and 271 losses. So they both have pretty much played around the same number of games and have about the same win percentage, hovering around 51 to 52%. There's a win-loss ratio there. VP Slush moving up there, scouting the lower left-hand position. He is going to be going for a Forge Fast Expand, as is indicated by this pylon placement over here. LzGaMeR still hasn't dropped his pool or hatch. Now, he could actually pull off a hatch first here. It is possible because he will not be scouted out by Slush anytime soon. And it looks like he will be doing that very thing, saving up those resources. And here comes a hatch first. Let's see him just move with something, please. There you go. Drone moving on down to the natural expansion. He does go hatch first. Still risky, however, because he could deal with cannons. It's definitely a possibility, something he will want to keep an eye out for. I'm actually a little surprised that he hasn't sent, a lot of times that second Overlord will go over here, but instead of that, what is he going to do? Well, look at that. Now he's actually pulling back that Overlord. He's like, hey, let me get something over here for a second or two. And we're pulling back that Overlord. I would actually like him to pull down the drone just to skirt the edges there. I mean, you can see how little vision that Hatchery has. You can deal with cannons. It can be frustrating. Whoa, what is going on? LzGaMeR at the natural expansion of Slush with a Hatchery. Hello. Can someone please explain this to me? This is ridiculous. Hatchery coming down at the natural expansion at the same time. We're going to see some attempted pylon harass. However, LzGaMeR, phenomenal job in keeping that drone right there, leaving a little bit of space. He just wants to keep that on hold position. He prevents that full wall, forcing the cancel of all those pylons, and all of a sudden, Slush is like, WTF, mate. WTF indeed. Now let me make a I don't know. This is really awesome, actually. I'm really excited to see how this ends up transpiring. So we will, of course, expect some cannons to make their way right on over here. I fully expect Slush to do that. LzGaMeR still has that opportunity to cancel off this hatchery. He's not necessarily forced, and he's not forced into a position to keep this, not as of yet. We do have that one gateway coming through, still nowhere near Cybernetics Core. Is actually immediately just coming out with these two assimilators to make up for the fact that he's dealing with this ridiculous hatchery here. It is natural. Now let's see if this finishes. I'm really interested to see if he's going to let that go through or not. Yes, he does. He lets it go through. So now what is going to happen? We've got photon cannons coming on through. LzGaMeR could come out with a queen, which he is, and he could also build some Zerglings, which he is. Zerglings are going to make their way up into the main. This is a riot. Now this cannon, actually, I don't think he'll be able to shoot, as if the Lings path right along here, they should be able to skirt on the edge. They'll be right out of cannon range here. At the same time, Slush does want to come out with that full wall because he's certainly worried about Zerglings hitting from that front as well. But at the very least, we're going to get a couple of Zerglings here up in the main, and we should be seeing a few more. Now, the Queen coming out, he's not expecting to save this hatchery. This hatchery will die. He knows that, but he's going to use this larva to build Lings, try to harass here the resource line. The Queen can spread a creep tumor. That's what I expect to see with this. Queen right now actually being an idiot and going for that cannon. Pulling back right now. There you go. That's exactly what we want to see from LzGaMeR. Spreading that creep tumor. It's going to make it very, very difficult for Slush to come out with this expansion, because that creep will still be here, even though that hatch is going to get taken care of. Queen very low in health. Zealot is going to get the kill, very close, but the Queen's still managing to sneak on through. Ling's trying to protect him as long as possible. Let him do a little bit extra damage. There you go, turning to engage with Zealots. And the Zealots should have turned for that Queen. He is now focusing instead on the Lings. Queen's going to get killed by a couple of probes, going to full surround Lings, doing what they can for damage. The photon cannon continues to harass this hatchery. The hatchery is a goner. Again, we don't expect that to last. We're actually going to have an Overlord built over here. The creep tumor, we'll actually like to really see that spread. Yeah, he's going to spread it right back here. Beautiful. And then he can put another tumor over here. And it's going to be very difficult. Oh, no, he cancels it. What's he doing? Okay, he's going to decide to put the tumor over here. This is what he's going to do. He's going to grant vision with the Overlord. Let that creep spread up top. Is he going to stop the Zealot? Ooh, Zealot ends up taking that creep tumor, so unfortunately LzGaMeR isn't able to spread the creep up here like he had hoped to. Very unfortunate for him indeed. 6 more links still coming through. Back at home, not a lot going on for LzGaMeR. He's been spending all of his resources pretty much over here. Now we do have another base coming up that's going to be his third, as well as a macro hatch. You can see still no extractor. He's been just focused on minerals solely so far this game. Now we are going to be seeing a Void Ray transition here, and hopefully this is something for LzGaMeR that he's able to scout. He doesn't know about that yet. Now those Void Rays could prove problematic, but LzGaMeR does have access to Queens. He's not going to have pretty much any other anti-air unless we see an Evolution Chamber and a couple of Spore Crawlers. It will just be Queens here for anti-air for LzGaMeR. But look, Slush is like, all right, seriously, dude. So now he's realizing, okay, there's a creep tumor there, and I can't expand. How infuriating. This is, I need to see this every single PvZ because this is absolutely amazing. LzGaMeR, what are you doing over here? He's going to be losing this Overlord, unfortunately. 2 Stalkers able to shoot that out. There's nowhere for him to go. You cannot push any further down here. This is the edge of the map, so loses that 1 Overlord. Gets him a little bit closer to supply block, but LzGaMER seemed pretty comfortable with those extra hatches. That's going to give him a little bit extra supply, so he can actually hold off on building any Overlords right now. Here comes that Void Ray, though. Moving on forward with the Void Ray, we got another Queen in production, already 3 in play. 3 should be enough to deal with this 1. But we've got a second Void Ray coming on through. We may very well, yes, we are going to be seeing a 3rd as well. So this is very frustrating for LzGaMeR. He's actually going to take pretty significant damage before he manages to push this Void Ray back. There we go, the 2 Queens pulling forward, shooting their little spikes there at the Void Ray and forcing it back. He's going to stay charged up and try to do as much damage as he can. But now that his shield is gone, deciding to pull back. We're going to be seeing a ton more Queens. And look at that, 4 Queens in production. It is because this is his only anti-air, but this is pretty effective anti-air against Void Rays. And it's going to do pretty well, in fact. I actually hope over here for Slush that we do see a couple of Phoenixes come into play, because with that he can then lift off those Queens and take them out pretty quickly with those Void Rays. So that'd be really nice for Slush to do, and he's hurting pretty bad right now. Take a look at that income. LzGaMeR significantly ahead. Finally able to take care of that creep tumor, but he's still got to wait for all this creep to recede. Guys, I think you have a new PvZ tactic here. Take notes from this game, please. We got a Robotics coming on through. Robotics facility in play. Robotics Bay is coming through. 2 more gateways, so he's going to have a total of 3 gateways, plus that Stargate. He's got that Robotics coming through, and that level 1 weapons upgrade. Queen's pulling down. Nice transfuse, keeping that Queen alive as long as possible. This Void Ray very, very injured. He's going to be very careful about re-engaging with that. Also going to be seeing a couple of Spore Crawlers here as some static defense to supplement that Queen damage. Finally starting to make a transition. He's got some Roaches coming on through. The level 1 missile attacks as well for those Roaches. And a layer upgrade, which actually taking place over here at that natural expansion. Back over here, still Slush cannot expand because of that creep. Next question is going to be, why doesn't he just go over here? Well, that's a very vulnerable position, and he basically just doesn't want to leave his base at this moment. It would have been a little bit too risky. He could have tried to do it. Yes, he would have got that expansion out much quicker. And yes, maybe it would have been a good idea. Maybe he should have just walled off here. But VP Slush says, this is sad in my mind. Well, you know what? I mean, it's not standard play, but hey, man, this is the kind of thing you gotta love to see in StarCraft. Maybe not as a player. I'm sure he was just hoping that LzGaMeR was gonna take a 3rd and play normal PvZ, or maybe stay on 2 and come out with some Roaches and Speedlings, maybe even get some Mutas. I think that's what Slush was hoping for, but that's not what transpired. Still going to be a ways away from that Nexus mining any resources. We got another gateway coming out. We will be seeing some Colossus in play. I'm really feeling right now like LzGaMeR has got a really significant advantage. That early game harass was a riot. His income is through the roof right now. Taking a look at that army supply, you can see that huge advantage. We take a look at those resources lost. It doesn't even really matter, to be honest with you, that LzGaMeR is behind in resources lost right now. The fact that he delayed that expansion for that long, from dropping that hatchery initially, and what should have been a Forge Fast Expand, there should have been a Nexus there, but dropping that hatchery plus that creep tumor really threw Slush off his game. And I really also think that he's just not playing optimally right now. Just dealing with that harass and kind of getting set off a tempo and set off of your norm can really mess a player up, and I think that's what's taking place here, as Slush has been really slow to recover. And I mean, you can see he's not looking like a high-level player. That he is. Slush is a strong player, but this crazy opener from LzGaMeR, I think, really threw him off his game, and I think we pretty much know the outcome here. We do have a high-yield expansion also coming out for LzGaMeR as he moves forward for this push. Some queens joining the fray. What is he doing with these? Well, he built a ton of extra queens to fight off those void rays. He's going to use these for this engagement for a little bit extra damage, plus transfuse action on those roaches can be very effective, and having these queens up front will allow him to deal with those void rays, which he otherwise couldn't really hit with his unit composition right now. Taking a huge advantage of this massive income advantage that he has. 16 Mutalisks coming out, and I think that once those come into play, it's going to be a pretty much throw in the towel situation for Slush. Again, Slush really looks to just be out of it already, but income's still quite a bit behind. We got that high yield expansion almost finished. Those mutas, 18 of them coming on through. More and more upgrades coming here as well for LzGaMer. Game's in the bag. It is all over. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. We're still waiting on that final, I'm sure what's going to be a final engagement once LzGaMer push, but I loved that. I absolutely loved that opener. I thought it was a riot. I don't think Slush is as impressed, though. Here comes that push right now, moving forward with Spielings and Roaches. Mutas there as well. Watch these queens land some beautiful transfuses. Gotta love it. We're going to take a look at this in cinematic view as those Mutas take out the Void Rays. They're going to be working on those Colossus as well. The queens can also hit the Colossus with their anti-air attack, because those Colossus are a little bit too tall, unfortunately. And the Spielings and Roaches finally able to bust on through. That's going to allow them to take care of those ground forces much quicker. And as expected, this is going to be a pretty easy win here for LzGaMer. What an unorthodox but incredibly interesting opener here. Slush says bad game and leaves. You know what? I loved it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And let's take one last look at that final battle. Want to buy more SC2 games exactly like this? Unorthodox play, very, very interesting, and strong follow-up, incredibly strong follow-up by LzGaMer. I almost feel like he's practiced this before, because he was able to maintain very strong macro, working his way up into tech and getting the queens to defend against his Void Rays. Just excellent play here by him this game. Unfortunately, first Slush didn't go quite as well, and definitely didn't go as planned. Alright guys, thank you for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. And don't forget guys, keep watching and keep owning. What a riot.